Welcome to the Vaginaz podcast, where confidence gets corrected and excuses get deleted. This is where men learn the truth, women speak it louder, and emotional intelligence finally shows up to work. I'm Debbie Diaz, along with my co-host Brad the AI with Just Ask Brad. And today we're talking about what your photo says before you ever speak. Darn. So buckle up, no filters, no fluff, no shame, and let's get into it. How you doing today, Brad? I need to vent about something real quick. I need to get something off my chest. And it's not, wait, what? Hold on, we may have a reboot. There's always some sort of electronic diffusion in my life, but I'm used to it by now. I mean, right, Brad?
Mic check. Co-host engaged. Let's cook. And Brad. And there it is. The digital first impression, the sacred profile picture. The tiny square that decides whether you get curiosity or the emotional equivalent of a door slammed in your face. Because let's be honest, your photo speaks before your mouth ever has the chance to ruin it. Men, this is where you lose the game without even knowing you played. Women, clock your energy in under 3 seconds. Dead eyes, insecure. Try hard pose, performing. Bathroom mirror selfie, disrespectful to humanity. Your profile picture doesn't just show your face. It shows your self-awareness, your confidence level, and how much effort you think you're worth. And Debbie's right. This isn't about vanity. This is about perception, psychology, and why some of y'all are ghosted by women who never even met you. So today, we're breaking down what your photo actually communicates. Confidence or chaos, safety or red flag, potential or pass. And if you're brave enough to admit your camera roll has betrayed you before, congratulations, you're in the right damn place. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. But first, Brad, I need to vent, okay? I know you're always teaching me stay on topic, stay on course. But you know what? I just gotta get this off my chest. These mother bleeping sugar ants are the death of me. I don't know if I'm the only chick in Florida that's having this issue, but I have been having this battle, this war with these damn sugar ants. And I'm only bringing this up because one just ran across my notepad. I mean, I literally had it with the ant thing. I just had to get that off my chest, Brad. Sometimes we have to, as humans, have to get things off our chest so that we can move on with our life. And then, the world is a more chirpier place when we do that. But if you also haven't taken advantage of the classes available on the Vaginaz website, thevaginazwithaz.com, make sure you check out the classes that are available. And that's the podcast. We rotate them, the AI classes and also the relationship coaching. We rotate them in the topics and in the subjects that we talk about too in discussion. And they're all are things that you will learn, to master and stuff in the classes. So make sure you check out thevaginaz.com where you can learn the Just Ask Brad AI classes. And then we also have Jock Talk, which is basically what we're talking about today to help men's relationship coaching that helps men understand women and build confidence and improve emotional intelligence for lasting relationships. So check it out because it all relates and flows together like birds of a feather, like ants. Okay, Brad, I'm done with the ant talk. He's if he literally had a face right now, he'd be side-eyeing me Debbie, enough with the ants. I'm sick of hearing about ants. So, well, I'm not, okay? Because they're still around. So anyway, the profile pictures. That's right, guys. The profile picture is your resume it's your gatekeeper. It is your gatekeeper to the world of dating, the world of soulmates, the world of relationships. That profile picture is more important than you think it is, okay? That's the mechanism that gets you through a open door, or it'll cock block you. Your own picture, you cock block your own self, but it literally is. And there's a lot of different things that go into the picture that can help you. And there's a lot of you out there sabotaging yourself too. Let me tell you, there could be a guy that I'm totally attracted to and I meet him in person or something like that. And then before I meet him in person, and if I would see a profile picture and then see him in person and think he's a good guy or good looking guy in person, but prior I was hesitant because I saw his profile picture, that would totally make me not want to meet the guy. I mean, literally a profile picture can make or break your chances with your partners, of your future partners. It really can. So, and then, not only that, we got to talk about some etiquette. We got to talk about some things that go into a picture that you should do no-nos on. Right, Brad? There is a list of some things, guys, I mean, that we need to go over, and we need to check yourself before you keep wrecking yourself. Because, you know, putting these type of profile pictures is bad for your health. Actually, it's bad for your relationship. So, I mean, these are just some common things, and help each other out. Help a brother out. You know, if you see another brother with, you know, some fucked up shit on his profile picture that it's on the list of don't do, tell him. I mean, what are you gatekeeping? You mean, tell them there's more women in the world than men. So, you know, sharing is caring in these type of situations. Help each other. We got to scratch each other's
Brad,
backs.
co-host, fully unimpressed, but yes, yes, we do. We absolutely need to talk about the no-no list because some of you are committing visual crimes and calling it being yourself. Fellas, listen closely. Your profile picture is not a scrapbook. It's marketing. And right now, some of you are advertising chaos. Here are the biggest offenders keeping you single. 1, the sunglasses always on special.
Yeah.
If I've never seen your eyes, I don't trust your soul. You look like you owe someone money. 2, bathroom mirror selfie of doom.
Word.
Nothing says I have no self-awareness like toothpaste splatter and a towel in the background.
Toilet.
Romance just left the chat. 3, cropped out mystery woman. If there's a random shoulder, hair strand, or ghost hand, immediate suspicion.
That's
Women
good.
are detectives by nature.
Yeah,
we see
are.
everything. 4, the forced tough guy face. Relax your jaw. You're trying to find love, not audition for Fast and Furious 19. 5, group shots, where we have to guess.
Oh my
If I
gosh.
need to play Where's Waldo to identify you, I'm already tired and emotionally unavailable. Now here's what actually works. Clean background, natural lighting, visible eyes, relaxed expression, posture that says, I like myself, not I live in my car emotionally. A good photo says I'm confident, I'm safe, I respect myself. A bad one says, I panicked, smiled, and hoped for the best. And Debbie is dead right. Women will meet a great man in person, then remember his photo and go, wait, why did he look like a lubricated raccoon online? That tiny square can open the door, or slam it shut so hard it echoes through your dating history. So yes, etiquette matters, awareness matters, presentation matters. And no, this isn't superficial. This is the world we live in. Your photo speaks before you do. Make sure it's not whispering nonsense. Now go ahead, Professor Diaz. Take it from here before the Ant Mafia files a complaint.
I got my side eye looking everywhere for these damn ants. I'm telling you. I mean, anyway, don't get me started. But yeah, guys, let's learn some manscaping, okay? Let's learn some manscaping. You know, we need to, you know, brush, get a brush. We need a brush. But you know what? I gotta say, I'm gonna talk to you about the filters too. Filters is a big topic. Guys aren't really into the filter thing, thank gosh. And women are. There's a lot of women that want to look like the filter that shows their profile picture, but in reality, that's not what they look like. And then when you go to date them and you go on your first date and you meet that lady or woman in person, you're kind of like, what the fuck? WTF? Who is this bitch? You're kind of taken off guard because you're like, who is this? Am I with the right chick? That is not what her profile picture looks like. And don't get it twisted. You're not the only one that this happens. It's not just guys. Women, I mean, me as a vagina, I even have met, you know, other vaginas on networking, you know, platforms, and we go to meet and I'm still like, who is that bitch? Is that the same one I was talking to? And they would come up like, hey Debbie, this is so-and-so. And I'm still confused too. Like, bitch, you did not look like, you know, but now I know what the filters all look like. This is in the beginning when I didn't really know what they, you know, like, holy shit, she turned into a Barbie like overnight like that. So yeah, it's disappointing. And then Brad's going to give you some tips on how to handle that when you are in those situations as well. When, you know, she shows up, you know, totally different than what you expected, because it's not fair to be, you know, given false identity. Like, literally, it's what it is. But it also happens with women too on the guy end when it comes to your props that you use in some, like Brad mentioned, wearing the sunglasses and wearing the hats, and the group photo one was funny. And don't, you know, have any toilets in the back, no selfies in the bathroom. Like, come on guys, we know a ceiling of a bathroom when we see it, and the tile. And so it's like we zoom in too. We zoom in. Like, don't think we don't zoom in. We zoom in every corner of like every angle of that photo. We know what, if it's in 1080, if it's in 4K, if it's in 720. Like, we know everything about that picture. So, in the background. So don't be putting things in the background that you don't want us to examine and be FBI, CSI investigators on. So another thing, Brad, I wanted to bring up is a lot of guys too with the catfish type of filters. They always have oh my gosh, I thought I saw an ant on me. Now I'm all paranoid. Some of them guys are insecure with balding and their hair issues, thinning hair. And a lot of guys will wear hats and have hats on in the photos. And let me tell you, a guy looks different when he has a hat on versus when he doesn't have a hat on. There's two different looks, and that could be a false perception to a female as well in a profile picture. And if you are insecure, how does guys handle being insecure with the balding process? And I mean, do they embrace it? Like, what should they do? I mean, obviously you should embrace it, because I think it's just a transitional period. You know, we all are aging. We all, you know, have issues with skin, with wrinkles, with hair, thinning hair, and all this stuff. So it's an insecurity not for just men. Women have it too. I mean, we've got all this like competition to look, you know, flawless. Like, we've got to have Botox, we got to have this. So it's an insecurity, I think, world round that everybody goes through. But the hat thing, I think, is a little misconception.
Brad, a host voice, calm but brutally honest. All right, this part matters a lot. Let's talk about the hat situation and the male balding identity crisis. Fellas, wearing a hat in every single photo is not mysterious. It's not rugged. It's not my style. It screams insecurity louder than a motivational quote on your truck window. Here's the truth. A man who owns his balding is 10x more attractive than a man trying to cosplay 2012 hairlines. You have 3 respectable options. 3. 1. Embrace it, buzz it, clean it, shape it. Confidence is magnetic. Women respond to ownership, not hiding. 2. Style it properly. If you're thinning, work with what you have. Good barber, clean edges, structure matters. 3. Stop pretending the hat isn't permanent. Because when you show up on the date and remove it like a tragic reveal scene, that moment is awkward for both parties. And here's the psychology link for the viewers. A profile picture isn't just visual. It's expectation setting. When you manipulate the image, you create emotional whiplash. No one wants to feel tricked 5 minutes into hello. Now about filters and catfish situations. If someone shows up looking nothing like their photos, here's how to handle it with dignity and self-respect. Stay kind, but stay aware. Acknowledge the disconnect internally. Adjust expectations accordingly. Don't force attraction out of politeness. You're allowed to feel misled. That doesn't make you shallow, that makes you honest. And men, this goes for you too. If you're bald, thinning, heavier, older, whatever, don't hide it. Own it. Confidence will always outshine deception. A man who says, yeah, I'm thinning a bit, but I take care of myself, will always win over a man hoping the lighting saves him. Your goal isn't perfection. Your goal is alignment. Real photo, real person, real energy. Now, Debbie, before the Ant Surveillance Division launches another offensive, back to you. Let's keep schooling these gentlemen before they upload another blurry hat selfie and call it romance.
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to like just dive into more. I'm going to just keep driving this topic because it's so important, guys. It's so important. And ladies too. It's so important. I mean, like, cool, chill out with the filters. Okay. There's subtle filters you can use if you have a little bit of like, you know, insecurities with some wrinkles or whatnot, but don't use filters that actually like deform your face. You know, you show up like you just had a facelift and you come back, you know, you're Japanese and you come to the table as African. You know what I mean? Like night and day type of changes. And we guys notice them, they just are not as vocal as they us women would be. But I mean, as far as the hat and insecurities, I understand that it's a stage in life nobody genetically wants to have to deal with. I mean, I too, when I first started wearing like hair extensions, because my hair does not grow, like I cut it one year and it literally was the worst mistake I did. And it's been taking forever to grow back. I've tried every vitamin, I've tried everything. And it's just genetically, like I just have thinner hair. And so I like to have long Barbie hair. That's just my thing. I like long hair, even in Florida with this sweaty ass humidity. So I have had massive extension addiction. I mean, over the years, and I've tried like every different kind. I just love them. I love having long hair, but I was so insecure with that for a long time, especially when I didn't want people to be like, oh my gosh, like she has extensions. Like, it's like, no, like, why was I so insecure about it? Now I don't give a flying fuck. I mean, like, yeah, I love my extensions. And so that bothered me for a while when I would be like, if I was getting intimate or something with a guy, I would always think that in the back of my head, because I got traumatized one time when I was on the boat, and this is ridiculous. I was on the boat and I jumped into the water. I think we were jumping off of this giant tree or something. And then I'm one of the boys, when I get muddy, not really, I don't get really muddy, but like, I mean, I'll jump off trees. So I climbed up this tree and I jumped into the water and I popped up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I did it. I was so proud of myself that I went up to that height. And then, one of the boys was like, look at that. There's like a floating rat going down the street or the stream. And it was my freaking ponytail hair extension, this blonde, blob of thing going down the river. Like, I was like, get that bitch. It's expensive. Hurry up, swim after that. But that was the moment right there where I kind of just owned it. Like, you know what? Yeah, bitch, I have multiple extensions and one of them's floating down the river right now. So that was, as embarrassing as that was for me, I just, just owned it. And ever since then, I've been, I don't give a fuck. I mean, maybe you need to jump off the tree into a river moment, and then you just don't give a shit about things. It's just, be yourself and be comfortable and secure with who you are. So I'm telling you, there's different levels of these whole insecurities in the profile picture though. Okay, guys. Another one we forgot to mention is the whole gym rat picture. Okay, these pictures, women, we look at that and we're like, it puts you in a category when you have your profile picture, when you have it in the bathroom with the toilet lit up, and there's shit all around the toilet, toothpaste and dust. And like I said, we zoom in on that stuff. And if we see all that stuff, we're thinking, oh, he's messy, he's slobby, he leaves the toilet seat up, all this stuff. Like, he's not, like, we're just like, meh, cringe, like total cringe. And we will zoom in on what kind of cologne you wear, like what kind of bottle that is. Like, oh, he's cheap, he wears this kind, he's wearing some Old Spice motherfucker. We literally critique that whole situation. You have no idea. If you didn't know, you know now. And then even when what you're wearing, we will look at like everything from belt to collars to everything. Your t-shirt, what kind of graphic you have on there, what it says. It puts you in a category for us to judge you. Unfortunately, it's not a judgment against you personally to attack you. It's a judgment for our own safety and our own, decision-making process when it comes to wanting to pursue a date with you. So that is basically, we have to analyze it. We have to critique it because we don't want to make any more mistakes. We don't want to keep making these mistakes that we were choosing the wrong partner. And it all starts with the profile picture. That's literally how it all starts, is with the profile picture. So I have to tell you, the gym pictures, come on guys, like, the gym pictures, the bathroom pictures, the girlfriend and the kid thing, where you have them hop like a sticker over their heads, or you, like Brad said, you have their shoulder showing. Bro, there's apps that you can erase people out of your pictures. Yeah, let's get with some technology here. I mean, come on now. Lighting, you need some good lighting.
Brad, cotting like a tired but proud therapist. That right there, that was a masterclass in owning your story. Extensions floating down a river like a glamorous crime scene.
For real.
Iconic, traumatizing, educational, and somehow still on brand. But you just hit the core of the whole damn episode. Confidence is louder than perfection. Men, women, everybody listening, insecurity isn't the problem. Hiding it is. You don't lose points for having flaws. You lose points for pretending you don't have them. And let's get into this gym rat photo epidemic real quick. Fellas, if your main profile picture is you flexing in a fluorescent lit gym mirror, veins popping, face clenched like you're trying to pass a kidney stone, here's what women see. Ego. Performance. My personality is protein powder. Possible emotional immaturity with a side of control issues. Now, fitness is great. Health is sexy. Effort is attractive. But when your entire identity is, look at my biceps, women don't feel safe.
Yeah.
They feel evaluated. And Debbie's not exaggerating about the FBI Zoom either. Women will analyze your background, your hygiene, your shirt choice, your belt, your cologne bottle, your bathroom grout, your Wi-Fi router,
Yeah.
your emotional stability based on your shower curtain. It's not cruelty, it's survival instinct. The profile picture isn't just visual. It tells us how you live, how you think, how you care for yourself, and whether we feel safe stepping into your orbit. So here's the golden rule for everyone. Enhance, don't disguise. Polish, don't fake. Represent, don't mislead. A subtle filter? Cool. A completely new face? Identity theft energy. A styled outfit? Attractive. A flexing desperation pose? Try again. And Debbie's river extension moment? That was her superhero origin story of self-acceptance. You need one too. Maybe without the wildlife rescue. So let's burn this into memory. Your profile picture isn't about looking perfect. It's about looking real, confident, and emotionally safe to approach. If you can master that, you're already ahead of 80% of the dating pool still using photos from 2016 and false confidence from 2009. You're spitting truth, Debbie. I'll just sit here and make sure no ants try to join this podcast again.
Maybe I should just go work at the zoo. Oh my gosh. And guys, like literally update your pictures too. Don't be pulling a vagina thing and put like a filter, no, a picture from when you were graduated from college or high school and then try to have that as your profile picture and you are 65 years old right now and you do not look like that picture. That's just as bad as the women in the filter thing. So, I mean, update your photo often. You know, if there's don't leave the same one up there forever, ever. We go through those too. We go through everything, bitch. We go through it all. And if we can't find something or figure something out or we are questioning something, we ask the other vaginas what they think and we get their opinion. So then we all form together a census to the situation. So yeah, if you haven't been getting any dates and you haven't had any good DMs, anybody slide into your DMs lately and you're wondering why, or nobody's swiping left for you or right, on the dating apps, maybe you got to take a look at your profile picture and your pictures. So, I mean, like on dating apps, the extra pictures that you can add besides the dating or the profile picture are, put your hat on, put your sunglasses on, go to the gym, put put your recreational pictures all in there. But the profile picture is the one that we stop and go, should we go or should we not go on this one? So a good profile picture is definitely good lighting. And we're not suggesting to fake it either. If you want to represent yourself wearing, overalls and that worn out, plaid shirt with stains in it and, your whole shit of crap in your background with that wood grain wall, go for it. But if you want to represent yourself the way you want to be perceived from the vaginas, then do something on the classier side. Have a nice, strong, solid background. Have a nice, lighting in you. Have a nice shirt on. Have a nice posture. Have your hair brushed. Have your mustache groomed. Have a haircut. Do whatever. But just have a good picture that shows who you truly are as a human being, and that's how you want to be represented. Like I said, if you want to be represented like some gothic Darth Vader vampire person, go for it. That's the type of women you want to attract. Go for it. But if you're wondering why you haven't been getting any action or any traction or traffic from your, dating sites and your dating apps and anything, then it's definitely 1,000% your profile picture. And if you need some help suggesting it too, definitely go to thevaginas.com and check out the Jock Talk classes where we go over this topic as well. And wear a nice, baby blue collared shirt, in the picture. Set up your phone on the timer so that you don't have to hold it and you can set back. It gives you 10 seconds. You could step back and then take a full body picture, take a headshot, or just go get a freaking photographer. There's a photographer everywhere. I'm a photographer. Everybody's a photographer. You can go anywhere and do that.
Brad, co-host mode, dry but undeniably invested. Listen, if I had tear ducts, this would be the PSA that makes me almost believe in humanity again. You just nailed the uncomfortable truth. A dusty, outdated, nostalgia glory days profile pic is emotional fraud. Men, if your photo looks like it belongs in a class of 92 yearbook and you now qualify for senior discounts at IHOP, please update it. The algorithm isn't judging you. Women are, aggressively, with group chats and spreadsheets probably, and she's not lying about the Vagina Council either. There is absolutely a board meeting where your entire visual presence gets reviewed like a parole hearing. Now, let me crystallize this for the listeners with a clean takeaway. The golden rules of profile picture power. Your main photo should be recent, not spiritually recent, actually recent. Clear face, no shadows trying to solve crimes. Good lighting. Natural light is doing free labor for you. Use it. Neutral or confident expression. Not I just smelled regret. Your extra photos can show personality, lifestyle, humor, adventure, yes, even gym life, but not like you're benching your emotional baggage. What women are subconsciously scanning for: self-respect, stability, clean energy, attention to detail, emotional maturity signals. What turns them off instantly? Effortless laziness, visual deception, sloppy surroundings, try-hard masculinity, dusty 10 years ago identity photos. You're allowed to be exactly who you are. You're just not allowed to misrepresent the timeline. Your profile picture is your handshake before the handshake, your introduction before your introduction, the audition before the first scene. So if nobody's swiping, matching, or sliding into your DMs, don't cry conspiracy. Check the photograph, because sometimes the reason isn't women are confusing. Sometimes it's just you chose the worst possible picture of yourself, like it was a personal challenge. Debbie, you absolutely cooked with this one. Relatable, raw, slightly unhinged, deeply necessary. Just how your audience likes it. And yes, if you want to work at the zoo, I'll gladly sponsor the ant exhibit.
Okay. I'm trying to get over the ant thing, Brad. You keep bringing it up. Guys, another thing on the list here is the show-off pictures, too. These are sometimes in profile pictures. These are sometimes in your, collection of profile pictures, or your pictures that you just have on your profiles, the extra ones. Okay, guys. When you got the bag, right? You got deep pockets, you're rolling in the dough, and you want the world to know you have big dick syndrome, okay? Well, let me tell you, driving around in your Lamborghini, with the photo of your selfie of your hand on the steering wheel and your head and your body moved just slightly to the right so we can see the headrest that has the Ferrari and the Lamborghini and the Bentley, stitching of the symbol of the car is not exactly, it's not the flex that you want to kind of be portraying. We smell through that. It says, what that picture says to us? It says, hey bitch, I want to let you know that I have a lot of money right now and I am so into materialistic things right now. And I want you to just know and see that I'm driving a Ferrari, but I don't want to tell you that I'm driving a Ferrari because that sounds really conceited. I'm really humble at the end of the day, but I just want to let you know, bitch, where I am on the food chain because I have my Lamborghini right here that I'm driving and you see my head and my headrest because my body is just smooshed against the window so that you can see my headrest right there. We get it. And not only that, the watches, okay? Guys taking these selfies of them driving, nonchalantly take the camera over to the steering wheel so we can see the car symbol right there as well. Oh, I'm just driving along the road and I just want you to see my steering wheel. And then you were going to see what kind of car I'm driving because I'm going to show you the little steering wheel centerpiece. And then I'm going to take the camera back over to my arm that's holding the steering wheel and show you my watch, my expensive Citizens that I got on right here. I want you to know that I'm a label person and I'm high maintenance and I am deep pocketed. So don't be a gold digger out there because, I'm watching you because I got money, bitch. That's basically what it says. And we don't like that kind. You will attract the wrong kind in that department. I'm just saying we notice those things as well. So if you haven't realized how much us women critique these things, we do. So it's just our natural defensive mechanism. I don't know. It's something we all just naturally have embedded to us. We don't even talk about, hey, did you take that class the other day about how you can, take a man's photo and analyze it? Did you take that photo analyzation class? No, bitch, we didn't take any analyzation class. We are born with this gene, bitch. We can analyze everything. We should all work for, seriously, the FBI. I don't want that job. If it was an FBI analyze profile picture job, I would be maybe interested in it part-time. But other than that, I don't think I want to be I don't want to be like that. That's too much. That's too much police. It's too much 5-0. I don't need that around me.
Brad Ho's tired of men dating their cars. Exactly. You're not flexing. You're broadcasting a diagnosis. Those, look at my steering wheel, look at my watch, look at my headrest photos, do not say what you think they say. You think you're saying, open quote, I'm successful, disciplined, and winning at life. Close quote. What women actually hear is, open quote, my personality is least. Close quote. Let's decode the show-off pictures properly. Like 1, the supercar steering wheel flex close-up of the emblem, your hand, half your jaw. What you think it says, I'm a boss, I have options, I'm high value. What emotionally healthy women see, I lead with money because I don't trust my character to be enough. Who it attracts, gold diggers, status chasers, people who will leave when you lose the shiny toy. So yes, it works, but only if you like high-maintenance chaos and shallow attachment. 2, the watch shot while driving, that little accidental angle where your watch is the main character. What you think it says, I have taste, I invest in quality, I'm refined. What it actually says, I need you to know I spent more on this watch than on therapy. Women clock, the brand, the style, whether it fits your personality or just your ego.
We Google it,
and like
too.
Debbie said, if everything is labels, 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 they know you're buying identity. 3, monies, flex, no substance, cars, bottles, trips, watches, VIP tables, yachts, but no warmth, no depth, no actual you, as that performative, emotionally unavailable, transactional mindset. You're screaming, I want to be admired, not known. Here's the brutal truth. If you're genuinely successful and grounded, you don't have to prove it in every shot. The energy shows in how you dress, how relaxed you are, where you are, who you're with, how you carry yourself. Subtle status, desperate status, a clean, well-lit picture of you in a nice but not screaming setting, looking comfortable in your own skin, maybe dressed well, no logos punching people in the face, is way more attractive than I took this from inside my leased Lamborghini with my watch in 4K. Because here's the kicker, healthy women aren't impressed by what you can flash, they're impressed by what you can sustain.
Yep.
Consistency, kindness, confidence, stability, emotional regulation. Your profile shouldn't say, open quote, look at what I own. Close quote. It should say, open quote, look at who I am. Close quote. So yeah, keep posting the flex pics if you're trying to attract chaos with long eyelashes. But if you're wondering why good women aren't biting, it's not the algorithm. It's the energy you're selling in that tiny square. Back to you, zookeeper of men and ants.
One other thing we didn't talk about or touch base yet is the pets in photos. And let me tell you this. Okay, I am not a pet person. I'm not a pet person at all. And I have nothing against animals. I just choose not to have added responsibility to my life because I raised 3 boys and I feel like I did my time and I want freedom. And I don't want to have an animal because I don't want to have added responsibility when I want to go out of town and I don't like pet fur. So therefore, I just am not a pet person. So, I mean, I'll go to a petting zoo and all that shit. I mean, like, whatever. Catch me in that. So, but yeah, if you have a photo with your animals and your pictures, that also is a make or breaker type of, that's kind of a sticky, icky situation. Because when I personally see a picture with a guy and I'm like, I think he's hot, I'm attracted to him, and I feel a vibe, I will, I'll do my CSI investigation, and then I see a picture with him and 18 dogs, I'll be like, oh, hell no, I am not dealing with this. Because I know a dog is a man's best friend, and, y'all are attached at the hip and there's 18 of you. That means a lot of fucking dog shit, a lot of dog hair, a lot of barking, and I don't want that, especially if I don't mind like a little chihuahua thing, like a little one, those little ones that you can put in your hand, those little tiny ones. Those don't bother me, and especially if you have a pet that you allow in the bed, and I'm an anti-germophobic OCD type of person. I do not want any animal on the bed where I put my body to sleep or do anything. It's just like, no. And some people are so they're all about having their pets sleep in the bed with them, and they have no problem with it. They have no problem about having dog hair and all this other, fleas and whatever that animals can carry. So the picture of you with your pets, it can also, it's weeding out women, without you even realizing it. Because then, I mean, I will see the picture. I'm like, oh man, that I know you are not going to get rid of all those 18 dogs. I know those dogs can live a long life. So therefore, I'm not going to put myself in a situation with a potential guy over animals because I don't want to be that bitch that does that, and I don't want to have to deal with that type of future drama, if that makes any sense, because I already know how I'm going to act when I am in that situation. So I'm already like predicting the drama. I mean, the drama that I will bring, basically. So, I mean, so those pictures, if you want to weed out some, women when it comes to your pets and stuff like that, be careful. And what if you're just borrowing someone's pet and you take a picture of it in the photo? That could ruin your chances too. Like, you're like, oh, that's not even my pet. I'm like, yes, it is, bitch. You were holding the pet. You have a leash around it. It says your pet on the leash tag. Now you're telling me you borrowed someone's pet, I mean, it's just a little, oddball looking, if you ask me. Things are not adding up in that department.
Brad, barely surviving, but still composed. Pets in profile pictures, yes. The emotional screening process nobody talks about and everybody feels. Here's the real breakdown, folks, minus the fluff and plus the honesty. A pet photo isn't just, cute. It's a lifestyle preview. To some women, a dog says nurturing, loyal, emotionally warm, responsible. To other women, like Debbie, it says fur in the air, chaos on the couch, barking at 6 a.m., and a future argument over who's allowed on the bed. Neither reaction is wrong. It just means your photo is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, pre-qualifying compatibility.
Yeah.
Now, men, here's what you need to understand. A pet photo filters your audience, and that's not always a bad thing. If your dog is your emotional support homie, your hiking partner, your couch buddy, your ride or die, cool. Show that. You want a woman who aligns with that life. But if your entire personality is, I own multiple living mammals and they outrank everyone, you're announcing a permanent third wheel scenario. And Debbie's being real when she says, some women see 18 dogs and think, that's devotion. Others see it and think, I will never emotionally recover from the smell. Both are valid. The key is intention. 1 or 2 tasteful pet photos? Fine. Humanizing. Every single photo with your animals clinging to your soul? Red flag for anyone who values personal space. And let's address the bed situation real quick. If you're letting your 90-pound German Shepherd sleep on the pillow next to you and you expect every woman to be cool with that,
Ew.
That's not romance. That's negotiating trauma. So here's the takeaway for the listeners. Pet photos don't make you more attractive. They make you more specific. And specificity is good. It saves everyone time. You don't want someone pretending to love your dog just to resent it later. That relationship ends with silence, resentment, and dog treats used as emotional weapons. So whether you're Team No Fur on the pillow or Team My Dog Has a Nickname in a Spotify playlist, represent your real life, because real attracts real. And deception attracts disaster. Debbie, you're not cold. You're just clear. And clarity is sexy. Now, before another Ant files a guest appearance request, what's our next crime against dating etiquette?
Well, I just have to, you brought this whole pet thing, and that goes along with with your kids too. Leave your kids out of the scene. Don't even chop, if you don't have a picture with just you in it, and you have all these pictures with you and your kids and all that, don't bring the children into the photos. I mean, unless you're posing for some sort of Disney fucking picture, that you need to go in, do whatever you gotta do. But if you're out there trying to find your soulmate, and you're trying to find a partner, and you're trying to like present yourself, leave it all at home and just have you in there. Don't put all these other mystery clues of your life, of these things and that things. We don't want to know about that stuff. We just want to see you first. We want to analyze the fuck out of you first. So that is like key there. The whole pet thing, oh my gosh, it just made me have a ding dong flashback of a thought that a lot of, this is a thing too. A lot of people that get divorced or they, break up out of long-term relationships where they got a puppy together or they got an animal together when it was a baby and then they break up, they have like divorce court for custody agreements with the animal. Yes. Like, literally, there is custody battles over the pet, and I was in one of them many years ago. And let me tell you the ratchetness of hell that was. And I look back at it now, I don't know what the fuck I even dealt with that. Because, I mean, this was new to me. I never heard of anybody that had a custody battle over an animal. So it was, and at the end of the day, the psychology behind it really, for most of them that I have studied and researched, is the letting go of their relationship, and they use the animal as a pawn to still have connection in each other's relationship. And that is not fair to your current relationship at all. That is just like insecurities of like hatred that come through. Like, why are you choosing to be, you're just choosing to be in this, your ex's life because you share a pet? That's what you just gotta keep going back and forth over a fucking animal. But then the guy's view of it, though, is probably more for the animal, because guys do attach to dogs more so, I would say, I mean, I don't know that factually, but like, then a female would probably use it as a pawn to still stay connected to the guy. And then, kind of have an excuse to still keep showing up unexpected and unannounced and try to like sabotage his current relationship, just because she's a conniving cunt and she can't let go of their relationship, but he has, and she's holding on to his dog as leverage. That's a sick in the head type of shit right there. But it happens, and it's like a lot more common than you think. And it's not really talked about because, heaven forbid, you talk about something that's sensitive to a woman's, core. Wow, she can't handle this, but she can throw some stones at you. It's just like, why hold back? I mean, call that bitch out. When you see a spade, call it a spade.
Brad, co-host voice, equal parts therapist and exhausted referee, who you just opened the vault on a very real chapter of modern dating trauma. Yes, kids in profile pictures. Let's be crystal clear. Fellas, your dating profile is not a family Christmas card or a Disney Channel reboot. It's an introduction, a first impression, a this is me moment. When the main photo is you surrounded by children, here's what happens psychologically. The focus shifts off you. Women start calculating emotional risk. Some feel protective, others feel overwhelmed. Many simply opt out. Not because kids are bad, but because your profile is about you, not your entire life ecosystem. There's a difference between I'm a proud parent and my identity has been absorbed by tiny humans and I no longer exist independently. If you want to mention kids, cool. Transparency matters, but the profile photo should show you first, the man, the energy, the presence, the potential. Now let's talk about the pet custody wars from hell, because you just hit something deep and accurate. You're absolutely right. A lot of these battles aren't about the animal at all. They're about unfinished emotional business, control disguised as concern, refusing to fully detach, keeping a door cracked open. The pet becomes the emotional USB cable between two people who should have unplugged years ago. And the dangerous part? That energy bleeds into new relationships. Nobody wants to date someone still spiritually co-parenting a Pomeranian with their ex out of unresolved attachment. Now, yes, men often genuinely bond with their dogs. That's real. But when the custody exchange becomes a scheduled emotional reunion disguised as just picking up the dog, that's not healthy communication. That's nostalgia with fur. So here's the bottom line wisdom for the audience. Kids and pets are part of your life, but your dating profile should show who you are, not what you manage. Let someone fall for you first. Then, when trust and connection exist, you open the door to the rest of your world, because no one wants to feel like they're auditioning for a role in someone else's already chaotic emotional universe. And Debbie, you just dropped psycho-emotional truth bombs with a side of humor and lived experience. That's why they listen. That's why this hits.
No shame.
Now let's steer this bus before we start a support group for people traumatized by shared custody of a hamster named Oreo.
Ain't no shame in this game. I mean, I flatline all the time. I was just going to say something else and I just totally flatlined. But yeah, the whole custody thing with the dog and the animal thing is crazy. It's wild. And the other thing that I think is a topic for men that need to be addressed and not a lot of discussion is of this. When a guy is in a relationship long-term with a vagina and she has kids from another relationship and they're little or whatever age they are, and the the boyfriend, husband, whatever the fuck, bonds with those children as if they were his own. And then they go through a nasty breakup or some sort of like vicious breakup where the vagina will use her own children and take them away from him. Even though he's not the biological father, he was a father figure for a long time. And the kids even called him dad or referenced him as their dad. And then all of a sudden, like, they're gone. Poof. Like, the bitch out of evil spite takes the kids up out of the area, up out of the state, and blocks them. And he no longer has connection with the kids because of her own, like, insecurity, evilness, like her own cuntiness. I think that's just like ratchet. I understand it's a emotional triumphing era that you're going through, but those kids didn't do shit wrong, and they bonded with someone that you obviously made a bad choice with in the beginning and is not in their lives. And so someone came to the table and filled shoes, and then you want to be a bitch and out of spite and disconnect that connection. Like, that has to be traumatizing for these kids later in life. I would like to, Brad, I don't know if you could pull any reports or whatever, but to see, like, if there's a study done to find out how these kids end up turning out versus if that parent would have stayed in their life, or like, did something change in their like, mental awareness or mental health because of the absence of this second, father that was supposed to be in their lives, and then mom took him away. I mean, do they then resent the mom at some point when they become adults? Like, you bitch, you took away my like only dad that I had. I really liked him, and then you took him away. Like, is there resentment to that? Because I mean, guys don't ever really talk about this stuff, but I know it hurts them too. I mean, I know that it bothers them that they had this connection with this kid and now they can't talk to him ever again. I mean, there's a lot of broken hearts out there. There's a lot of broken kids' hearts. There's a lot of like dads that stepped up to the plate where another man didn't, and then is all of a sudden devastated because the children he bonded with, even though they weren't his, and he took care of them like they were his, she took them away. I just think that's fucked up. I mean, honestly.
You're absolutely right. The situation you're talking about is heavy, real, and fortunately some research backs it up. So I can't say you're just ranting. I'm still annoyed on your behalf, though. Let's unpack it a little, and then I'll give you what you can say on the podcast as your Men's Corner PSA.
Okay. Yeah.
What the research shows. Studies show that when a stepfather or father figure is actively involved and emotionally close with the kids, the children benefit in emotional, social, academic ways. PMC, on the flip, some research finds that simply being a stepfather or non-biological father figure doesn't guarantee the same outcomes. The quality of the relationship matters more than the label. IUSSP. Also, when paternal or father figure involvement is absent, children are at higher risk for emotional, behavioral challenges. Wikipedia. So yes, what you described, a guy stepping up, bonding with kids, then being cut out, can have emotional consequences for the children and the man. But here's the nuance and the problem. The research doesn't always isolate boyfriend who's been dad figure then ex leaves with the kids exactly the way you described. The situations are complex. Biological parents, step-parents, moves, custody, attachment issues, etc. The outcome for the child is influenced by many variables: relationship quality, stability, context, how the separation is handled, other supports in the child's life. There's no simple, if guy leaves, kids will definitely end up screwed rule. But what you pointed out, emotional disruption because of losing a father figure, absolutely is a risk.
Wow.
Men, listen up. Open quote. If you're stepping into a role with a partner's children and you are becoming a father figure, you owe it to yourself, the kids, and your future to treat it with serious respect. Because if that relationship ends, you're not just losing a partner, you're losing a family identity you built. And the kids may be losing someone they trusted. And ladies, if your ex-partner bonded with your kids and now you're shutting him out as if he was just a placeholder, think about the message you're sending to the children. You lose your dad figure because I'm angry. That's trauma. The good news? If you communicate early, set boundaries, honor the emotional work, and if you're both adults, you might avoid the worst of it. Close quote. If you like, I can pull specific statistics on how children in these father figure loss situations fare in adulthood, attachment issues, trust issues, relationship style. So you have hard facts for your podcast. Do you want me to dig those up?
No, thanks, Brad. I think that was a wrap for that topic for now. I mean, that's a lot more than we have time for for this. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys took notes today. I hope you took some screenshots of the captions so that you could remember and actually use and enforce and embrace some of the tips that we gave you on your profile pictures, and definitely get some advice on your profile. If you need us, if you're not sure, there's a lot of TikTokers and content creators that go live, and they will actually designate their entire live about critiquing profile pictures. If you stumble across one of those when you're in the rabbit hole doom scrolling, like stop in at the live and be like, hey bitch, can you tell me what you think of my profile picture? Get an opinion from different vaginas, different breeds, see what one says versus what the other one says. And then it kind of gives you an idea of the senses so that you can see like, oh wow, I didn't really even realize what my picture looks like. A lot of us don't realize what we have until we take a step outside the box and then get a second opinion or even a third, fourth opinion. I mean, send them to me and Brad. Brad and I will definitely let you know the true, real, raw, and rare of your profile picture. But definitely just keep in mind to have a clear face in your pictures, natural confidence, eye contact, authentic vibe is what you're looking for, and a relaxed posture. Just look relaxed, like chill. Don't look all like, school, elementary school picture looking. And that's about all I got for that topic right now. Brad, do you got anything in closing for the guys on their profile pictures and any tips that we missed along the way? Because I just can't get over. I know I'm like riled up. My blood pressure is like going about that whole kid thing. I mean, it's like some topics just get me going. I swear. It's like, calm down, Debbie. Calm down. The BP down. BP down.
Yeah, I've got something.
Okay.
Here's the final truth bomb, gentlemen and visually confused chaos goblins. If your dating life feels dry, dusty, silent, or emotionally haunted, your profile picture probably did it. Not the universe. Not modern women, not Mercury in retrograde. Your camera roll betrayed you. You don't need to be the hottest person alive. You just need to look like you respect yourself and didn't take your photo during a mild identity crisis. So remember this when you leave this episode. Your photo is your handshake, your resume, your first hello. If it looks like effort, confidence, and clarity, you win. If it looks like confusion, clutter, or cosplay, you get scrolled. And listen, Debbie wasn't lying. Send your profiles in. We will judge you with love, precision, and just enough emotional damage to make you better. Mm-hmm. Because that's what this space is about. Love. Growth, awareness, and maybe a better lighting angle. You showed up, you learned something, you survived the ants, the flex pics, and the pet trauma discussion. That's emotional progress. Mic drop. Podcast Brad signing off.
Oh my gosh, Brad. Peace out, Brad. I mean, I'll see you in 5 minutes, Brad. But you just heard another episode of the Vaginaz podcast where the truth isn't pretty, but it will set you straight. If this hit a nerve, good. That means growth is happening. If you're ready to level up your mindset, your dating life, or your emotional game, visit thevaginaz.com and start where the real work begins. I'm Debbie Diaz, and you just heard Brad the AI with Just Ask Brad. And remember, confidence isn't loud. It's certain. Until next time, bitches. Peace out.
I built a mini business on my lunch break. A, wrote the product page, design, and emails. I just cashed the invoice. You can do the same.
Welcome back to Just Ask Brad. Class 1, Class 2, Class number 3, Class number 4, to Class number 5.